This is the listening section. Part 1. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4. You will hear a conversation. Answer as you listen.
Northwind Airlines, can I help you?
Hello, I'd like to reconfirm my flight, please.
May I have your name and flight number, please?
My name is Daniel Adams, and my flight number is 374.
When are you leaving?
On May 11th.
And your destination?
Buenos Aires.
Hold the line, please. All right, your seat is confirmed, Mr. Adams. You'll be arriving in Buenos Aires at 4:00 p.m. local time.
Thank you. Can I pick up my ticket when I check in?
Yes, but please check in at least 1 hour before departure time.
Before you hear the rest, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Listen to the next conversation and answer questions 5 to 10.
Good evening. Where have you come from?
Bucharest, Romania.
May I have your passport and Form I-94, please?
Here you are.
What's the nature of your visit? Business or pleasure?
Pleasure. I'm visiting my relatives.
How long are you going to stay in the United States?
3 weeks.
What is your occupation?
I work as an accountant for a Romanian telecommunications company.
Do you have a return ticket?
Yes, here it is.
That's fine, thanks. Enjoy your trip.
Thank you.
You have some time to check your answers now. Part 2. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 20.
Social media has become an integral part of modern life, connecting people across the globe and providing a platform for communication, entertainment, and news dissemination. However, the rapid growth of social media has also brought with it a host of new challenges and concerns. From the spread of misinformation to the impact on mental health and well-being, the use of social media today is not without its complexities. One of the most pressing issues facing social media today is the proliferation of misinformation. With the ability to share information instantly and widely, it has become alarmingly easy for false or misleading information to spread rapidly on social media platforms. This can have serious consequences, from undermining public trust in institutions to potentially putting lives at risk. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, misinformation about the virus and its symptoms spread quickly on social media, leading to confusion and mistrust. Similarly, false claims about voter fraud in the 2020 U.S. presidential elections led to the storming of the U.S. Capitol by a mob of supporters of the then president. The spread of misinformation on social media is particularly concerning because it is often difficult to distinguish between true and false information. Studies have shown that people are more likely to believe and share information that confirms their existing beliefs and biases, and social media algorithms can amplify this effect by showing users content that they are more likely to engage with. This creates a self-reinforcing feedback loop in which misinformation is amplified and becomes more widely accepted as true. Another major concern is the impact of social media on mental health and well-being. Studies have shown that excessive use of social media can lead to feelings of isolation, depression, and anxiety. This is particularly true for young people, who are more likely to experience negative effects from social media use. The constant stream of information and comparison to others on social media can be overwhelming, leading to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. In addition, social media can fuel addiction, making it harder for people to disconnect and focus on the present moment. Privacy is also a major issue on social media. Platforms collect vast amounts of data on users, which can be used to target advertising and influence behavior. This has led to concerns about the security of personal information, particularly in light of high-profile data breaches. For example, the Cambridge Analytica scandal revealed that data from millions of Facebook users was harvested and used to influence the 2016 U.S. presidential elections. This has raised questions about the role of social media companies in shaping public opinion and the potential for misuse of personal data. Finally, social media has also come under fire for its role in the rise of echo chambers and polarization. The algorithms that power social media platforms can create self-reinforcing bubbles of like-minded individuals, making it harder for people to engage with differing viewpoints and perspectives. This can lead to increased polarization and a lack of understanding between different groups, making it harder for society to find common ground and solutions to pressing issues. While social media has brought many benefits, it is important to be aware of the potential downsides and to use it mindfully. In order to minimize the negative effects of social media, it is important to fact-check information before sharing it, to limit the amount of time spent on social media, to be mindful of privacy settings, and to actively seek out diverse perspectives. Social media companies also have a responsibility to address these issues and to take steps to minimize the spread of misinformation and promote healthy usage. One potential solution to the problem of misinformation is to implement fact-checking systems on social media platforms. This could involve using algorithms to identify and flag false or misleading information, or partnering with third-party fact-checking organizations to review content. However, it is important to note that another potential solution to the problem of misinformation on social media is to increase media literacy and critical thinking skills among users. This can include education on how to identify and verify information sources, as well as encouraging users to question and evaluate the information they see on social media.
This is the end of part 2. You have some time to check your answers. Part 3. You have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Optimism is the power of seeing the best in every situation and believing that things will work out for the better. It is a positive outlook on life that allows individuals to approach challenges with hope and resilience. Research has shown that people who have a more optimistic mindset tend to be happier, healthier, and more successful than those who are pessimistic. One of the key benefits of optimism is that it helps individuals to maintain a positive outlook in the face of adversity. When faced with a difficult situation, optimists are more likely to focus on the potential solutions and opportunities, rather than dwelling on the problems. This allows them to approach challenges with a sense of determination and perseverance, rather than giving up. They tend to be more resilient in the face of stress, and bounce back more quickly from setbacks. Another benefit of optimism is that it can improve overall well-being. Studies have shown that optimists tend to have better physical and mental health than pessimists. They have stronger immune systems and are less likely to suffer from chronic illnesses, such as heart disease and diabetes. They also tend to have lower levels of stress and anxiety, which can lead to better sleep and overall happiness. Optimism can also have a positive impact on relationships. Optimistic individuals tend to have better social support networks and are more likely to have positive interactions with others. They are more likely to form lasting and meaningful connections with others, leading to a more fulfilling and satisfying life. Optimism also can be beneficial for professional life. People with positive mindset tend to approach their work with a sense of purpose and energy, leading to greater productivity, job satisfaction, and career success. It's worth noting that being optimistic doesn't mean that you ignore or deny reality. It's important to be realistic and acknowledge difficulties, but optimism means that you focus on what you can do to improve the situation. In conclusion, optimism is a powerful tool that can help individuals navigate life's challenges with hope and resilience. It can lead to better physical and mental health, stronger relationships, and greater success in both personal and professional life. While it's not always easy to maintain a positive outlook, the benefits of optimism make it well worth the effort.
Another potential solution to the problem of misinformation on social media is to increase media literacy and critical thinking skills among users. This can include education on how to identify and verify information sources, as well as encouraging users to question and evaluate the information they see on social media.
This is the end of part 2. You have some time to check your answers. Part 3. You have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
The American dream is a term that has been used to describe the aspirations and ideals of the American people for centuries. It is a concept that is deeply rooted in the American culture and is often associated with the idea of upward social mobility and the pursuit of success and happiness. The American dream is often considered to be a fundamental part of the American identity and a source of inspiration for many people around the world. The origins of the American dream can be traced back to the founding of the United States, when the country was still a British colony. The early settlers of America were driven by the desire to escape religious persecution and to create a new, more egalitarian society. They believed that America was a land of opportunity where anyone could succeed if they worked hard enough. This belief was embodied in the Declaration of Independence, which stated that all men are created equal and have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Over time, the American dream has evolved to include many different aspects, including the idea of upward social mobility, the ability to own property, and the opportunity to achieve financial success. The American dream is often associated with the idea of the rags to riches story, where someone from a humble background can achieve great success through hard work and determination. This idea of upward social mobility is often seen as a key aspect of the American dream, as it represents the possibility for anyone to improve their economic and social status through their own efforts. The American dream is also closely tied to the idea of home ownership, which has long been seen as a symbol of the American dream. Owning a home is often considered a sign of success and a way to achieve financial stability. The ability to own a home is often seen as a key step in achieving the American dream, as it represents the ability to build wealth and create a stable future for oneself and one's family. However, the reality of the American dream has been a subject of debate and criticism in recent years. Many argue that the American dream is becoming increasingly difficult to achieve, particularly for marginalized communities and those with lower socioeconomic status. The widening income inequality, lack of affordable housing and healthcare, and rising cost of education are some of the factors that are said to be making it harder for people to achieve the American dream. Additionally, the American dream has also been criticized for its exclusivity, as it has been argued that the American dream is only accessible to certain groups of people, such as white, middle-class Americans. It has been argued that the American dream is not inclusive and does not take into account the experiences and struggles of marginalized communities, such as people of color, immigrants, and those in lower socioeconomic status. Despite these criticisms, the American dream remains a powerful and enduring concept. It is a reminder of the values and ideals that the country was founded on and continues to inspire many people to work hard and strive for success. However, it is important to recognize that the American dream is not a one-size-fits-all concept, and that it must be inclusive and accessible for all. In order for the American dream to truly be a reality for all Americans, steps must be taken to address the issues of inequality and exclusivity that currently exist. In conclusion, the American dream is a powerful and enduring concept that represents the aspirations and ideals of the American people. It is associated with the idea of upward social mobility, the ability to own property, and the opportunity to achieve financial success. However, in recent years, the reality of the American dream has been a subject of debate and criticism, with many arguing that it has become increasingly difficult to achieve, particularly for marginalized communities and those with lower socioeconomic status. Additionally, the American dream has also been criticized for its exclusivity, as it has been argued that it is only accessible to certain groups of people. It is important for the American dream to be inclusive and accessible for all, and for steps to be taken to address the issues of inequality and exclusivity that currently exist in order to make the American dream a reality for all Americans.
You have some time to check your answers. Part 4. You have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. You will hear a podcast. Listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today's podcast is titled, No Pain, No Gain. My knees are killing me. I'm only running 9 miles. I don't think I'll ever be able to do a marathon. What should I do? Mike asked. How long have you been training? I asked. 1 month. Only 1 month, and you're trying to run 9 miles already? You should cut back. Only increase your mileage by 1 mile per week. Build up gradually, I said. What about your speed? How do you feel when you run? Are you breathing hard? I asked. Yeah, I try to push myself and go as fast as possible, Mike said. Yikes! Don't do that. You're training for a marathon, not a sprint. You should run slowly most of the time. You shouldn't be breathing heavily when you run. In fact, you should be able to chat while you're running. My advice is to run slower and run shorter. You will then automatically and effortlessly build up to running a marathon, I said. Unfortunately, Mike didn't take my advice. He believed in a no pain, no gain philosophy. Running slowly and easily didn't feel like work to him, so he thought it couldn't help. Instead, he kept trying to run faster and farther as soon as possible. His knee problems became worse. Finally, he was forced to quit. He never did run a marathon. I, on the other hand, used my slow, steady, easy approach to complete 2 marathons. I never had knee problems, or foot problems, or any injuries whatsoever. I never felt the training was painful or arduous. I enjoyed my training runs. Most of them felt easy and effortless. I often think of Mike when I talk to my English students. Invariably, there are students who question my effortless approach. They too have a no pain, no gain belief. They think they cannot learn English unless they strive and suffer. So they spend long hours memorizing grammar textbooks. They They spend long hours doing TOEFL practice tests and textbook exercises. I tell them to relax. I tell them to stop these activities and focus on interesting, comprehensible listening and reading. But many don't listen. They continue with the painful approach. They become increasingly frustrated. Some even become angry, especially when they see the effortless approach students improving much faster. They feel it's unfair that their pain is not rewarded. They resent that their painful efforts are so slow and ineffective. Some eventually do get it and switch to an effortless approach, but some never do. They just keep doing the same thing. They grow more bitter and frustrated, just like Mike when he tried to train for a marathon. Many finally quit. Don't be like Mike. No pain, no gain is a lie. If you enjoy the process of learning English, you will, in fact, gain more and gain faster. If you use an effortless approach, your grammar, listening, speaking, reading, and writing will all improve faster than if you use a painful textbook approach. Put away the grammar books. Put away the textbooks. Find interesting and understandable English material. Listen, listen, listen to it every day. Read, read, read for fun every day. Join an effortless system, such as Effortless English or The Linguist. If you do, I guarantee you will enjoy English more, and you will learn faster and more easily than those who insist on following the traditional methods. No pain, big gains. Okay, that's all for this article, No Pain, No Gain. Members, as always,
This is the end of the listening section. You will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.